community, it's Caren here. Welcome to our virtual class in response to the COVID-19 pandemic that's happening. We unfortunately can't be here together, but what a wonderful thing is that we can come together as a digital community and flow in a wonderful yoga class in your own home space. So I will be walking you through a gentle flow today, and I would suggest that you probably won't have props at home, blocks and that sort of thing. So what you can do is grab yourself maybe a rolled up towel. I sometimes use my water bottle opposed to a block in order to create some space in some poses. Also have your water bottle handy. So yeah, if you want to grab those things, couch cushions, anything that you need that would substitute for the props you might use during that class, you can do that. I won't be playing music today just to make sure that you can hear me, but if you wanted to put some soft music on yourself, you can pause the video and go ahead and do that. But other than that, let's get started. We're going to come on to our bellies to begin. So just make your way onto your belly, bringing your arms along your side body and bring one cheek to the mat. Close your eyes and begin to soften. Notice how your body is feeling, where you might be holding tension or resistance. And you're simply just going to notice those pockets, using your breath to encourage softness and melting down into the earth. Now bring your attention on to your breath. Noticing the rise of your back as you inhale, and the fall and softening as you exhale. Just staying with your natural breath here just for a few moments. Lift your head, switch ears, bring your opposite ear down onto the mat. I'm going to face this way just so that you can continue to hear me. And then start to bring your attention onto a more intentional breath. Take a deep inhale through your nose. And then exhale through your mouth. Breathe in. Breathe out through your mouth. One more time, take a deep breath in through your nose. Open your mouth, exhale. Moving forward from here, inhale through your nose. This time, keeping your mouth closed, exhale through your nose. You're creating that oceanic sound, Ujjayi breath. And this is the breath that's going to guide us through our practice. Take a little wiggle of your hips, release your lower back. Then bring your forehead to center. Bring your palms under your shoulders and you'll simply press back, child's pose. Spread your knees wide, hips come towards your heels as your forehead rests down onto the mat. Breathe in. Breathe out. On your next inhale, come up to a tabletop position. Set yourself up by stacking your shoulders over your wrists. Your hips are over your knees. We'll move through a few cat and cow poses. On your inhale, drop your belly. Let your gaze go up towards the ceiling as you tilt your tail. Exhale, round out your spine. Look towards the back of the room, really rounding out your spine, hugging your belly in. Inhale, come into cow pose. Look up, belly drops. Exhale, round out, squeeze the air. Inhale, come into cow pose. And you'll move with your breath now. Using the full length of your inhales and your exhales to move through cat and cow. Take one more of each. And then come to a neutral spine. Extend your right arm out towards the side of the room. And then you're going to interlace your right arm underneath your left, bringing your right cheek down to the mat. Your hips stay high, stacked over your knees. Soften here. Taking a few breaths. Deep inhale. Long exhale. On your inhale, come back to center, your tabletop position. And then you'll extend your left arm out towards the side of the room. Feel your shoulder plug into its socket, your core is engaged. And then simply interlace that arm underneath your right arm, left cheek, left ear, come down to the mat. Using your breath, come back to a tabletop position. Walk your fingertips forward closer to the top of the mat, and then you're simply going to roll forward, coming down onto your forearms. Bring your belly down to the mat, moving into Sphinx pose. So your elbows are about shoulder distance apart. Your fingers are pointing towards the front of the room at 12 o'clock. Inhale, open up your chest and look forward. Your gaze is just forward. Chin is slightly tucked, keeping that neck neutral. Breathe in. Breathe out. On your next inhale, press your hips back, spread your knees, coming into your child's pose. Your hips descend down towards your heels, fingertips walk towards the top of your mat. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale, come up to downward facing dog. Tuck your toes under, lift your hips nice and high. And then take a little bit of movement in your down dog, maybe pedaling out your knees. Spread your toes nice and wide. Maybe you sway your hips side to side, just finding whatever movement you need to take in order to land completely in your down dog on your mat. Once you feel complete in that movement, come into stillness with your gaze right in between your feet. Your fingers are spread nice and wide. You're pressing down into the backs of your knuckles. Hug your belly in, send your hips up and back. Breathe in. Breathe out. From here, we're going to walk our hands to the back of our mat, bringing your hands to your feet. Widen your stance by bringing your feet to the outside edges of the mat. So the outsides of your feet are just skirting the outside edges of your mat. Take a nice bend in your knees, and then plant your palms on the mat with your fingertips pointing towards the back of the room. Bring your right palm to your low back, and then you're going to straighten your right knee. So right leg is straight as you open up your chest towards the sidewall. You can keep yourself grounded with your palm on your low back, or you can open your right fingertips up towards the ceiling as you walk your gaze up to your open palm. Take a full breath in. Long breath out. Release that palm down. Bend your right knee, right fingertips back to the mat.
And this time the left palm will come to your low back. Straighten that left knee and turn your chest open towards the side. Again, you can have that palm staying, grounding you on your low back, or open up your arms, letting your eyes walk up towards the ceiling. Release your upper hand down to the mat. Bring your fingertips facing forward. Walk your feet so they're about hip distance apart. Toes are still facing 12 o'clock. Grab opposite elbow. Take ragdoll. Let your upper body drape over your legs. You can take a nice bend in your knees, and if it feels good, you can sway side to side. Maybe shake your head out. Take a deep breath in. Breathe out. Release your hands back down onto the mat. Toe heel your big toes to touch. Heels are slightly separated. Inhale, come to a flat back. Exhale, bow down. Planting your feet into the mat, slowly come all the way up to stand with wide arms. Look up to your hands as you reach towards the ceiling. As you exhale, draw your hands to heart center. Inhale, wide arms, look up. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift. Bow down, exhale. Again, rise up. Look up, lift up. Exhale as you fold. Inhale to a flat back. Bow. One more time, get really tall. Lift up. Exhale, fold. Inhale to a flat back. Then you're going to walk your hands towards the top of your mat, coming back into your downward facing dog. Inhale, roll forward to high plank. Drop your knees down onto the earth and lower all the way down onto your belly. Inhale, coming into baby cobra. Plant your palms under your shoulders. Lift your chest and your head. Exhale as you roll down. Inhale, come up. Exhale, roll. One more time, lift up, baby cobra. Exhale to come down. Child's pose, press your hips back, forehead to the mat. And then stay here just for a few breaths. I will pony up. Stay connected with your breath, your strong ujjayi. With the ujjayi comes calmness, stress relief, boosting that immune system, which we could all use a little bit of right now. On your next inhale, come back to your tabletop, tuck your toes, downward facing dog. One breath in. One breath out. Lift your heels as you inhale. Exhale, bend your knees. Slowly walk to the top of your mat. Come to a flat back. Fold forward. Rise up, breathe in. Exhale, bow. Inhale and lift. Plant your palms, step back. High plank position, knees come down to the earth, using the exhale to slowly come to your belly. Inhale, baby cobra, just one time. Exhale, roll down. Child's pose, press back. Deep breath in. Long breath out. Downward facing dog, tuck your toes. Lift your hips. Breathe in. Breathe out. Heels come high. Bend your knees. Walk to the top of your mat. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, fold. Pressing into your feet, rise up, look up. Exhale, bow down. Lengthen and lift. Palms plant on the mat, step back to your high plank, knees come down, lower to your belly. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra pose. Exhale, roll down, child's pose. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale, come back to through tabletop and into downward facing dog. Take a breath in. Breath out. Inhale, your heels high. Bend your knees. Walk forward as you breathe out. Inhale, flat back. Bow down. Rise up, breathe in, come all the way up to stand. Exhale as you fold forward. Inhale, come to your flat back. Plant your palms, this time step back to downward facing dog. Step your right foot forward. Anchor that back heel down. Left heel comes down, so your left foot is at about a 45-degree angle. Nice bend in that front knee. Hug your belly in and then lift your arms up along your side body, coming into airplane arms. Your fingertips are reaching towards the back of the room. If you find you can't get that back heel down, you can always walk your foot forward just a little bit, shortening your stance. Hug the belly in. On your inhale, come up, warrior one. As you exhale, reach back, coming back to your airplane arms. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, reach back. Moving with the breath. One more time, reach up. Exhale, come back. Now interlace your hands at your low back. If you have a small towel, you can always, if your shoulders are tight, you can always use a towel in between your hands. Otherwise, you're clasping your hands together. Look forward as you breathe in. And then as you breathe out, let your heart melt towards the mat, coming into humble warrior. Drop your gaze, looking at your back foot, staying here just for a few breaths. Inhale, halfway lift. As you exhale, bring your palms down onto the mat, spin your back toes up, stepping back to your high plank, drop the knees, lower all the way down. Cobra pose as you inhale, look up. Exhale, roll down, child's pose, press your hips back. One breath in. One breath out. Coming back through your tabletop, tuck your toes, downward facing dog. This time the left foot comes forward. Anchor your back heel down. Pressing into the four corners of both those feet, take a nice lunge in your front knee. As you inhale, look forward, lift your arms. Just your chest is coming up, you're not coming all the way up to stand. Reaching your fingertips towards the back of the room, you find your airplane arms. Take a breath in. Breathe out. On your inhale, come up, warrior one, fingertips towards the ceiling. Exhale, reach back. Inhale, come up. Exhale back. Flowing with the breath, use your full inhale and your long exhale. One more time, reach up. Come back. Interlace your hands at your low back. Inhale, lengthen, open the chest. As you exhale, soften your heart towards your mat. Let your gaze drop. You're pressing down into both of your feet, finding that stability, hugging the inner thighs towards one another. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, drop your palms to the mat. Step back to your high plank position. Knees come to the mat. Lower down. Cobra pose, lift your heart. Exhale to come down. Child's pose, press back. Staying here just for a couple more breaths. In your child's pose, walk your hands over to the right side of your mat. You're going to bring your left palm on top of your right hand, and then soften your left hip down towards your heel. On your inhale, lift your head slightly, walking your hands through center. You're bringing your hands over to the left side of your mat. Right palm comes on top of your left hand, and then soften your forehead back down, hugging that right hip towards the right heel. Feel a nice stretch through the side body. Inhale, walk your hands back to center. And then make your way up to a tabletop position. From here, we're going to spin the left foot off the mat, coming onto probably the carpet or wood floor here for me. Plant your left palm into the mat, and then you'll extend the right leg long, coming onto the inside of that right foot. Right fingertips reach towards the ceiling for modified side plank. Let your gaze walk up to your open palm. You want to spark your fingers. If you're feeling a little bit more energetic today, you can lift that top leg up off the mat. If your leg is lifted, you want to flex your toes towards your face. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more inhale. Stay here to exhale. And then lower your leg down if it's lifted, coming back to your tabletop position. Just simply spin your knee back in, coming back to your tabletop. And then we'll just move over to the other side. Right foot comes off the mat. Tuck your toes, extend your left leg long. You're on the inside of that left foot. And then open up. You can stay right here or lift your top leg, whatever you'd like to take on today. Breathe in. Breathe out. Full inhale. Long exhale. One more breath in. Stay for the breath out. And come back to your tabletop position. Tuck your toes under, downward facing dog. On your next inhale, step your right foot in between your hands. You're going to bring your left knee down onto the mat. Now, here at the studio, we have those wonderful little pads, but instead of having that, you can fold up your mat if you need a little bit more cushion on your back knee. Walk that front foot forward just an inch or so more in order to sink nice and deep into your hips. Hug the belly in. On your next inhale, lift your arms up. From here, cactus your arms. Fingers are nice and wide. Lengthen as you breathe in. And then as you breathe out, twist towards the right, over your right leg. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale, come back to center. Lift your arms up. Exhale, bring your hands down onto the mat, framing that front foot. You're going to send your hips back, peeling your right toes towards your face. Let your heart melt over your extended leg. Here, if you don't have a block, you can also always use your water bottle if you want to create a little bit of space. If it's difficult to get your fingertips down onto the earth, you can use your water bottle just as a little bit of a prop there. Breathe in. Breathe out. On your next inhale, bend your front knee, coming back to your low lunge. We'll move through a little bit of a flow here. As you inhale, open your chest, look forward as if you're kind of coming into cow pose. And then as you exhale, send your hips back, round out your spine, look back, just like cat pose. Inhale, come forward. Exhale back. Use your breath, moving forward and back. One more time, come forward. Sink your hips back. Bend your front knee. Plant your left hand on the inside of that right foot and send your right fingertips up towards the ceiling. Inhale, find length. And then as you exhale, release that top hand back down onto the mat, framing your front foot with your fingers. Tuck your back toes under. On your inhale, lift your back knee up. Exhale, drop it down. Inhale. Exhale down. Lift it up. Drop down. Lift that back knee up. Hug your belly in. Find stability through your core. You're pressing down into the four corners of your front foot. Your back heel is lifted. And then slowly come up. Crescent lunge. Arms reach towards the ceiling. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale. Drop your back heel down and open up to warrior two. So this time the pelvis, and turn around so you can see me, the pelvis is open towards the side and your arms are extended towards the front and the back of the room. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale, reach forward as far as you can reach. Bring your forearm to your inner thigh. Reach your left fingertips up towards the ceiling. Your gaze is up towards your open palm for extended side angle. Notice your side body. You want to find length by dropping the side ribs down and then spinning your chest open towards the side. Take one more breath and lengthen. Exhale, hands come back down onto the mat. Step back to your high plank, lower your knees down. Come all the way down onto your belly. Inhale, cobra, look forward. Exhale, come down. Child's pose, press your hips back. A couple of breaths here. You've come away from your ujjayi, just recommit to that intentional breath in and breath out. downward facing dog. Bring your hips back up. With your next inhale, step that left foot forward in between your hands, dropping your knee down, and then taking on what you need. Perhaps you roll up your mat, just giving your back knee a little bit more of a cushion. Walk that left foot forward just an inch or two more as you let your hips descend down towards the earth. Nice deep lunge in that front knee. Inhale, reach your arms up. Hug your belly in, notice your core. As you hug the belly in, you find that slight tuck to the tail, protecting the low back. Cactus your arms. Inhale to find length. And then as you exhale, twist over your front leg. Inhale, come back to center. Arms reach up. Drop your hands along either side of that front foot. Inhale, find length. Exhale, sink your hips back. Peel your toes towards your face. And again here, if you don't have blocks, you can use your water bottle just to find a little bit more space. If you can't quite sink your heart down and have your fingertips on the floor. But wherever you are, you're peeling those toes towards your face. Nice stretch through the back of your leg. Breathe in. Breathe out. On your inhale, bend that front knee, come forward. We'll move through our flow here. Inhale, open your chest, look forward. Exhale, send your hips back, round your spine, look down. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, back. Inhale up. Exhale, back. Keep moving with your breath. Inhale forward. Exhale back. Breathe in, come forward. Bend that front knee. Framing your front foot with those fingertips. Back toes are tucked. Inhale, lift your back knee up. Exhale, send it down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Bring that knee down. I forgot one part. Plant that right hand on the inside of that front foot and find a twist. Let your gaze come up to the open palm. Staying with your breath. Long breath in. Deep breath out. Coming back to center, hands on the mat, back toes are tucked. Lift that back knee up, engage your core, finding the strength and the stability to rise up to crescent lunge. Arms come up towards the ceiling. Breathe in. Breathe out. Now anchor that back heel down and open up to your warrior two. Side body is open, pelvis descends down towards the mat as you reach towards the front and the back of the room. You're taking a nice lunge in the front leg, trying to get to a 90 degree in the front leg. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale, reach forward, coming to your extended side angle. Your forearm is on the inside of that front leg. Open the right fingertips up towards the ceiling. Take one more really big breath in. Hands come down onto the mat. Unfurl your mat as you step back to high plank. Knees come down onto the earth. Lower all the way down. Inhale to your baby cobra. Exhale, come down, press back, child's pose. Staying here just for a few breaths. Take a sip of water when you need water. Speaking to whatever it is that you need. On your inhale, come back up through your tabletop, tuck your toes, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your heel. Exhale, bend your knees, and then take a nice stroll to the top of your mat. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. I'm going to turn towards you. On your next inhale, sink your hips down slightly. Come up to just a soft chair pose with your hips descending down towards the mat. You want to draw your shin bones and your knees back so when you look down, you can just see your toes. Cactus your arms. Lengthen, twist to the right. Breathe in. Breathe out, come back through center and fold forward. Separate your feet hip distance apart. Take your peace fingers, you'll scoop up your big toes. Drawing your toes up towards your face, you're pressing your toes into your fingers. Lengthen and look forward. And then soften your chest, forward fold. Let your elbows come to either side of the room. Maybe give your head a bit of a shake. Yes, no, whatever is left, remaining bits of tension, you can drop here. Breathe in. Breathe out. Release your toes. Walk your feet back into touch, so your big toes are touching or close to and your heels are slightly separated. Take your seat again, just an easy chair. Lift your arms up towards the ceiling and then cactus your arms. Lengthen as you breathe in, twist as you breathe out. Back to center, fold forward. Bring your feet hip distance apart again. This time you're going to take a nice bend in the knees. Slide your hands under your feet, your palms are facing up. Bringing your toes as close as you can to your wrist crease. You can use your toes to give your wrist a little bit of a massage. Inhale, look forward and find length. And then bow down into your gorilla pose. Knees can stay bent as much as you need to or like to. Release your palms. Toe heel your feet to the outside edges of your mat. You're going to bring your feet pigeon-toed, and then give a little sway side to side. Getting into the hips a little bit, or coming down into Malasana. So in your Malasana, your feet are flat on the floor. If you can't seem to quite get your heels down to the earth, you can always roll up your mat, again using it as a prop, and slide your mat underneath your heels. Bring your hands to heart center. Elbows are on the insides of your thighs as you create a little bit of resistance. There's also the option of taking your rolled up towel, or if you have a block, and just placing it under your sits bones as a perch. Come into your squat, your Malasana. Close your eyes and just find stillness here for a few breaths.
breath in. Long breath out. Take a deep inhale through your nose. Open your mouth, sigh it out. Slowly blink your eyes open. Drop your hands back down onto the earth. Slowly lift your hips up towards the ceiling. Remove your prop if you've used one. And then toe heel your feet back to about hip distance apart. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come to a flat back. You'll step your left foot back. Left foot is on a 45-degree angle. Bend your front knee coming into warrior one. As you exhale, open up to warrior two. I'm going to flip around so you can see me. Warrior two. On your inhale, straighten your front knee, lift your hands overhead, look up. Exhale, come back to your warrior two. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, lunge. Inhale up. Exhale back. One more time, come up. Warrior two. This time keep your arms as they are, straighten your front leg. Inhale, reach up, go back, reverse triangle. Gaze your open palm. Inhale, come back to center, reach forward, bumping the left hip towards the back of the room, moving into Trikonasana, triangle pose. So your right fingertips come to the outside of that right foot. Left hand up towards the ceiling as you gaze up to your open palm. Feel your chest open to the side. If looking up is stressful on your neck, you can always just drop your gaze down to your mat, to your front toe. On your next inhale, use your upper fingertips to pull yourself all the way up to stand. Turn your toes so your feet are parallel. Bring your hands onto your hips. Inhale, find length and look up. Exhale, bow down. Drop your hands down onto the mat. Let go of your head. Wide-legged forward fold. Notice your weight. You want to even distribute your weight between your heels and the balls of your feet. So if you're pulling your weight more back into your heels, just shift your hips forward slightly and then soften down. Inhale, come to a flat back. Walk your hands over to your right foot. You'll grab your right ankle with your left hand. Bring your right palm onto your low back and just find a gentle twist. If you'd like to ramp it up, you can stay right here, but if you'd like a little bit more of a stretch, you can always open your right fingertips towards the ceiling. Breathe in. Breathe out. Walk your hands back through center and over to the other side. So you're grabbing your left ankle with your right hand. Left palm comes to your low back as you find a gentle twist. Staying here or opening your arms up. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, release down to your wide-legged forward fold. Inhale, come to a flat back. And then you'll walk your hands over to your right foot as you spin your right toes towards the front of the room. Step your back foot in about halfway, so a good distance.
You want your feet to be hip distance apart. Inhale, look forward, lengthen. And then exhale, fold over that front leg for pyramid pose. You're drawing that right hip back, left hip forward. And again here, you can use your water bottle as a little bit of a prop to find space in lieu of a block, or whatever you have. You can use your rolled up towel, find what you need, or hands are down on the mat. And then you soften your gaze, looking towards the back of the mat. You should feel a nice stretch through that front leg, the right hamstring. Inhale, come to a flat back. And then as you exhale, step your back foot forward, forward fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, bow down. Slowly rise up. Use your arms to come all the way up. Stand, find a nice stretch. Exhale, bow down. Inhale to a flat back. This time you'll step that right foot back, coming into warrior one. Anchor the back foot down. Bend your front knee. Lift up warrior one. Open up warrior two. Inhale, straighten your front knee. Arms come overhead. Exhale, lunge. Inhale. Exhale, lunge. Moving with your breath. One more time, come up. Come back to your warrior two. Straighten your front knee, flip your front palm and go back. Looking into your upper palm, right fingertips reaching down your right leg. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, come back to center, reaching forward, bumping that right hip back. Trikonasana on this side. Left fingertips to the outside or inside of that front foot. Right fingertips up. Drop your lower ribs down. Using your next inhale, pull yourself all the way up to stand. Pivot your toes, so your toes again are parallel. This time you'll interlace your hands at your low back. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, bow down. Let your gaze be the last thing to come down. Then you draw your palms away from your low back. Breathe in. Breathe out. Release the bind of your hands. Bring your hands back down onto the earth. Halfway lift. Walk your hands over to your left foot, spinning those left toes towards the front of the room. And then you'll step that back foot in halfway. So a shorter stance. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bow over your front leg into your pyramid pose. Drop your head again here. That left hip is pulling back, right hip is pulling forward. So you find as you make that adjustment, you'll deepen the stretch just a little bit, opposed to just hanging out with your right hip pushing back. Find that alignment, square hips, and then soften your chest forward. Inhale, flat back. Plant your palms. This time we'll step back to downward facing dog. Inhale, roll forward to your high plank. Drop the knees down onto the earth and lower all the way down onto your belly. Shimmy back a little bit. Bring your right cheek, right ear to the mat, and let your arms come along your side body. Close your eyes. Melt into the earth. Lift your head, bring the other cheek down onto the mat. Inhale, come to center, forehead comes to center. Draw your hands underneath your shoulders and then zip up your legs. You're going to press the tops of your feet into the earth, really feeling that pinky toe kind of pressing down, getting that internal rotation of your thighs, and then pull your belly button in and up towards your spine. As you do that, you'll feel that tuck to your tail. Hug your elbows in towards your side body, and then inhale, come up to your baby cobra. Exhale, roll down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, roll down. One more time, lift up. Hold just for a moment longer. Come down, one cheek to the mat. Bring your arms along your side body. Sway your hips side to side. Coming back to center. From here, we'll go into a little bit of a shoulder stretch. You want to open your arms out in a T, bringing your right cheek down onto the mat. Bring your left hand underneath your left shoulder. I'm going to mirror it so you can see it from this side. So your left hand is under your left shoulder. Right cheek is on the mat. Spin over onto your right side. Staying right here. If you're feeling a stretch through the shoulder, you can stay as you are. Or you're lifting the top leg up, bending the knee, plant your top foot on the outside, on the floor. Your top knee is bent. And then if you're really feeling energetic, you have a little bit more to give, you can always bind your upper arm behind your back. Staying here just for a few breaths. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale, rolling back onto your belly. Extend your arms out again in a T, and then you're simply moving over to the other side. Bending, coming onto your left side. Your right hand is under your right shoulder, and then you're rolling over onto your left side. Feeling that stretch in the shoulder. Stay here, or you lift the top leg, bend your knee, plant your foot behind you. And always the option to bind your right hand behind your back. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more full inhale. Stay and exhale. Using the breath to roll back onto your belly. Bring your hands under your shoulders. Spread your knees wide. Press back. Child's pose. From here, you're simply going to walk yourself forward, coming down onto your back. However you need to get there, come down onto your back, hugging your knees in towards your chest. Give a little sway side to side. Release your legs, bring your feet down onto the floor. Lift your right leg up. You're going to cross your right ankle over your left thigh, flexing the toes. So you want to keep your feet flexed, protecting your knees. And then lift your left leg up towards your chest. Interlace your hands behind that left thigh for thread the needle. Using your right elbow against your right thigh, you're going to create a little bit of resistance to deepen the stretch. And then you're hugging the legs in, flexing the feet. Just allow yourself to stay here using your breath. Sending that deep ujjayi to wherever you're feeling sensation in the hip. Release the bind of your legs. Now bring your right leg right over. So you're crossing your legs at your knees, and then you'll grab your shin bones and then just gently hug your legs in towards your chest. You should feel a really nice deep stretch through your right hip flexor. Deep breath in. Long breath out. Let go of your legs. Open your arms out in a T, and then you'll simply drop your knees over to the right side of the room. You can use your right ankle on top of your left thigh just to deepen the stretch. Gaze over your left shoulder. Inhale, come back to center. Drop your right leg down to the earth, left leg comes down, knees are bent. And then moving to the other side, bring your left ankle over your right thigh. Feel that sensation for a moment, just as you draw your left knee away from your heart. And then lift your right leg up, interlacing your hands behind that right thigh, thread the needle. Hug your legs in towards your chest, flex your feet. Left elbow pushes the left thigh away as you hug everything in towards your chest. Release the bind of your legs, crossing that left knee over the right. Grab hold of your shin bones and then gently just hug your shins in towards the body. Your legs, arms open in a T. Drop your knees over to the left side of the room using your left ankle on top of your right thigh, and then gaze over your right shoulder. Breath in. Long breath out. Come back through center. Release both feet down onto the mat. Hug your knees in towards your chest. Do a little side to side sway. Grab the outsides of your feet. Come into happy baby as you draw your knees in towards your armpits. Coming back down, feet back down onto the earth. From here, we'll just take a quick inversion. It's handy. You can grab your rolled up towel or your block. Simply slide your prop underneath your hips and extend your legs up towards the ceiling for waterfall. You're going to just take the engagement out of your legs. Just let your legs dangle. Soften, arms are along the side body with your palms open, and close your eyes. Notice your breath. Perhaps you take a moment here to start to lengthen out the inhales and the exhales. Inversion is feeling good. I invite you to stay here as long as you need to. You can slowly start to bend your knees, drawing your feet back down to the mat. Remove your prop. Hug your knees in towards your chest, swaying side to side. Draw your forehead up to your knees, squeeze into a tight, tight ball. And then release into Savasana. Legs are long, arms are along your side body. Close your eyes. Do a quick body scan. Notice if you are holding any resistance, any residual tension. I invite you to let that go as you soften each and every muscle. Let everything melt into the mat. Soften the muscles of your face and let your tongue come away from the roof of your mouth. Take a deep breath in. Sigh it out. Staying in your Savasana as long or as short as you would like to. I will leave you here to complete your practice. Staying safe, healthy, enjoying connection with family. Bring your hands to heart center. Namaste.